Greetings, YouTube. Today's video is aimed specifically at Americans, and specifically at the 18 to 34-year-old Americans. You probably figured that out from the title of this video. Because that is the demographic that is pretty much least likely to vote. I know this from personal experience because when I was in that demographic, I didn't vote. But I was often very politically outspoken, and my wife, well at the time my girlfriend, told me, maybe you should get involved in that shit. And I'd thought about it, and she brought to mind something that Steve Earle had said. Now, Steve Earle is like my favorite musical artist in the universe. I think he is incredibly, unbelievably talented, and his life has been very interesting. And he's really bad at marriage. I think he's had 7 of them to 5 women or something like that. Or 6 women. But he's a fascinating dude. And while looking at one of his albums one day, that physical CD itself, on the liner notes, it said, if you don't vote, don't bitch. And that stuck in my head. That if you are not in the game, maybe you shouldn't talk about it. Because politics isn't sports. Politics isn't something you sit back passively and watch and let the professionals do. No, politics is you. A very intelligent person once said, it's all politics. And they're right. It is all politics. And if you aren't in the game, you aren't doing your duty as a citizen. You are failing your obligation as a citizen. Now, if you were born here, this is a fucking gift. You have a country that has ideals that are truly great. Now, I realize that we fail to live up to those ideals every second of every minute of every day. I get that. But our ideals are great. We just need to bring those ideals into the real world. And one of the ways we do that is by engaging in the system and doing our damn duty. And if you're not voting, you're not doing your damn duty. Now, I also find myself encountering frequently progressives who are into purity politics. They all want to hold their nose because Joe Biden is a moderate Republican. I get that. I do. They're the same people that voted for Bernie Sanders in 2016 because they didn't like Hillary Clinton. Some of that was also just naked misogyny, I realize. And they helped vote. They've helped put the shit given into the White House. So if anyone in America doesn't vote for Biden, you are helping to put the shit given into a second term. If you vote third party, if you write somebody in, or if you decide just to sit out because you find Biden too distasteful, fuck you. If you're not helping, you're hurting. There is no neutrality in this. Unless you're in the trenches doing your job to push this nation into the most progressive direction as possible, you're not helping at all. And I realize that Joe Biden, in the real world, is not progressive in the least. You take him out and put him compare him to international politics, he's hard right. But in America, he's a moderate Republican. And he is vastly more progressive than the shitgiven and his cronies. Much less criminal, even if he is a sexual assaulter. Much less criminal. We need someone more progressive than the shitgiven. So no matter how much you don't like Biden, because he's a moderate Republican and probably a war criminal because of his work with Obama, and you don't like Kamala Harris because she used to be a prosecutor and was part of the system that put black men and poor people into prison for no goddamn reason, I understand that. I don't like either of them either. I'm still voting for both of them. I'm still going to put them in the White House if it's within my power, because they're better than what's there now. So all you 18 to 34-year-olds, get off your ass. If you'd gotten off your ass during the primary, we would be voting for Sanders, who would slaughter the shitgiven, because he's an actual goddamn progressive. But instead you stayed home, and you let all the people in America who really want a moderate Republican in office decide that Joe Biden should be the next president. So, get off your ass. You failed Sanders. Don't fail Biden. Yes, I know, this is not a very positive attitude to take. But I'm really sick of this shit. I'm at my wit's end. And part of it is because the people in this country who bitch all the goddamn time about the situation at hand aren't in the trenches doing the job. And if any of you 18 to 34-year-olds have supported Black Lives Matter, did you put a little black square in your Instagram? Did you throw up a Black Lives Matter image on your Instagram? I did both of those things. Why? Because I support Black Lives Matter. You look at my Instagram profile, the first thing it says is Black Lives Matter, because it does. But if you did any of those things, you damn well better be registered and voting for Biden. If you're going to march in the street, or you're going to verbally or personally support Black Lives Matter, you have to vote for Biden. I know he's a sucky candidate. Vote for Biden anyway. Do your duty. Get your skin in the game. And help drive this shit-gibbon out of the White House and hopefully, into a prison cell.